Well, good morning from the very beautiful Mojave Desert in Southern California. We are at the almost at the end of the Mojave Road. We've This will be the third day. Second night was last night on the Mojave Road. Um, and so our plan today is to finish the Mojave, go into Barstow, where we need to, resupply, take care of some personal items. Love to just wash some of the dust off and some of the dirt off the outside of the Jeep, and those sort of things. And then I'm not completely sure where we're going after that. So I think that's something we're gonna nail down while we're eating lunch in Barstow. So if you want to find out what the plan is today, then stick around and come join along with us. Whatever it is, I know it's going to be beautiful. I know it's going to be a lot of fun. So thanks for coming along. All right, we are off. We've got 15 to 20 miles left of the Mojave Road out of the 147 that it is. And to be honest with you, this last probably 40 miles has been my favorite. There's been some little pockets here and there that I've enjoyed, but overall, these last 40 miles have been the best. Great way to end the Mojave is, well, if you're running it from east to west. We started at the Colorado River, so if you're running east to west, ending with the best parts of the trail, I think, is the way to go. I know we've got to finish this canyon, which I very much enjoy, and we've still got the water crossing, the famous Mojave Road water crossing. I don't think it's too far away, so we'll see what we can find on the remainder of the Mojave. And this mighty body of water that you see before us is the Mojave River. Like, this is it. Something tells me there's not any fish in the Mojave River, so I wouldn't come here planning to catch dinner. The crazy thing is, even though that looks like just pools of stagnant water, the Mojave River is actually flowing. You can see the ripples. It is moving, which is odd considering how low it is. And two, camp where we were, basically by the train tracks. Quite a bit of activity on these train tracks. But those have got to be the quietest trains I've ever heard. Like, they weren't loud. They were just very, very, very nice trains. Very good trains. Curious what we've got here. Okay.
Hey, well, here's the water crossing.
Awesome. I've been looking forward to this. Where? Okay, surely that's not it. By water crossing, do you mean this puddle?
What the heck? It's not even there anymore.
Oh. This is
Interesting.
This is my disappointed face. Dang. so late. Well, I mean, coming from the Ozarks and the water crossings we've had recently, I didn't expect it to be like that, but I expected better than that. At least I hoped for better than that. I mean, I get it. It's what are we? We're at the end of February. Today is the last day of February, so it's dry. It's dry season. I'm sure in the springtime it's much deeper. This is the water crossing that I've seen. This looks much better.
Yeah.
It's possible that I made a wrong turn flying the drone. Possible. It looked real pretty from the drone. I've gotten very used to those whoops on the Mojave Road. There's a lot of them. There's a whole lot of up and down and up and down. I don't know that I would recommend the Mojave Road if you have a passenger that's prone to car sickness, because I think that up and down would probably make them lose their lunch. This section of trail is not the greatest. It's just nothing but washboards. Oh, a little reprieve. Remember what I said earlier about the end of the Mojave Road being my favorite? I take some of that back. We've got about 5 miles left on the Mojave Road. So let me give you my rating for the Mojave. Technical 3 at best. We did one optional line that was flexy, but technical rating a 3. Enjoyment level, just overall on the trail, I'd give it a 5. Definitely a 5. It's one that I think if you're out here, and you can, I definitely think everybody should do the Mojave Road. It's iconic, it's historical, it's all those things. But it's not the most enjoyable 3 days or 2 nights I've spent on a trail system. It's just a whole lot of rough washboard roads through, honestly, some not so great scenery in some places. So that kind of ruins it. Ruins is not the right word. It didn't live up to my expectation. Now, the Mojave Preserve. We did more of the, we did different parts of the Mojave Preserve last year that were better. I think the Mojave Preserve is an awesome place to go and explore, because there's so much in there. There's so much variety in there. I mean, you could probably spend 4 or 5 days just exploring the Mojave Preserve. The Mojave Road is not the best part of the Mojave Preserve. So if you're going to do the Mojave Road, maybe even give yourself 3 nights and use that as a launching pad to go out into different areas of the preserve, because that's where the really good stuff is. If you're just going to stick to the Mojave Road, it's a 5 out of 10. It's a one and done. Definitely do it once, but I'll never do the Mojave Road again. I will go back to the preserve again, but I will not do the Mojave Road again. These washboards sure don't faze them. Well, we made it to the highway. We have officially completed the Mojave Road. I don't want to do it again. Mojave Preserve, yes. Mojave Road, no. There's better places in the preserve than the Mojave Road. Agreed?
Yeah. neat thing to do, and I guess it's one of those like Overland bucket list things.
It is.
But yeah, doing it once is good enough. Now this is my second time, and that's probably good.
One too many.
One too many.
But so we're gonna air back up and then head into Barstow and do city things there for just a little bit before, and also figure out where we're going from here. Well, we got all of our city things done. Some supplies topped off. Got the pups some new toys, because they kind of chewed up the other ones and they fight over them. So I got 2 of the exact same toy, which I'm sure will alleviate all conflict, right? Because look, Izzy, you have your own. See, there you go. There you go. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. And we got lunch and made a plan. So we are headed about 40 miles south to Rattlesnake Canyon. Rob's done it before. I have not. And then we're going to camp somewhere off the end of that in the BLM land. So that's the plan. And then tomorrow we'll leave there. That'll dump us out basically at Joshua Tree. And tomorrow we'll go through Joshua Tree, continuing south to get back to our wives. So that's the plan. I think it's gonna be a good one. Man, what an incredible area. To the left is Johnson Valley OHV, home of King of the Hammers. Tons of camping and off-roading and all the things out there. And in front of us is Big Bear. Tons of off-roading through there, much higher elevations, just surrounded by epic wheeling opportunities. Alrighty, let's go have some fun.
I like fun.
But first, we need to air down. All right, let's head to Rattlesnake Canyon. It is somewhere in those mountains. Are you ready, Iz? Are you ready for Rattlesnake Canyon? Just don't find any rattlesnakes, okay? I'm super pumped. I've been wanting to do Rattlesnake Canyon for a while now. Just after looking at it on a map, the canyon just looks really interesting. Technical rating for Rattlesnake, I think, is 3 or 4, so nothing major. There is an offshoot canyon toward the end of Rattlesnake that I think we may give a look to. Just kind of based on what, how long it takes us and kind of how we're feeling. But it's rated a 9 out of 10, and not sure if I really want to tackle that with the pups. Sounds like a lot of fun though. I do think that 9 out of 10 was on a Wrangler on 35s. So I don't know. We will see what happens when we get there. But I'm super pumped about Rattlesnake Canyon. Okay, it's kind of funny. There's a domestic livestock sign, and look, there's the domestic livestock. They're just right here by the sign, right where they're supposed to be. Isn't all livestock, by the nature of it being livestock, domestic? Isn't that redundant? Here is the entrance to Rattlesnake Canyon. I'm curious how long this will take us. It's about 14 miles. So we'll see. Well, so far, Rattlesnake Canyon is just a beautiful drive through the wash amongst the rocks and the Joshua trees. It's quite beautiful down in here. All of a sudden, the rocks and the cliffs changed from that sandstone rock to, what is this, granite? I'm not sure. Something very different. Okay. All right, now we're getting some fun stuff. this trail is, I mean, it's not difficult, but it's just fun. Very easy rocks. Be a good trail for a stock 4-wheel drive, high clearance Jeep, Tacoma, Wrangler Gladiator, 4Runner, Nissan Frontier, etc. It'd be a lot of fun. It's just so beautiful through here. I don't know if I've said that before, but it is. Well, we're almost to that alternate trail. That's the heavy rock crawling 9 out of 10 rating, and it's 3:45. I think we're just gonna drive on by because it's a 2-mile trail, but they say it could take like 5 to 7 hours because it's just rock garden after rock garden after rock garden, and that would put us to camp well after dark. So, and this is not a rock crawling trip, so I'm okay with that. I'm gonna mark that on the list to come back to another day. And most importantly, we are both mindful that tomorrow we have to return to our wives, and on Sunday we have to start driving home. So I can't afford to risk. I can't put myself at a higher rate of risk of breaking something on trail. Well, there it is. There's the entrance to Matino Wash. I'll come back. Don't go anywhere. Man, now it's kind of opened up, and in the Joshua trees and some pine trees. Just past the entrance to the alternate trail, we've got, I don't know, maybe half a mile to go to get to the entrance to our camp goal for the evening. So we're doing great on time. Concrete pad.
I'm good either way. I will take it if you don't want it.
Well, welcome to camp. We did stay here last year in October. We were chasing our wives around the Rebel Rally, and it was one of my favorite places that we camped. And since we were just basically going to be driving right by, I thought, let's stay here again. It does have an old concrete pad here for some structure that used to be here. I decided to let Rob have the pad. That way he could be a little bit spoiled. But me and the pups have a great location here. The views across this Joshua Tree forest are just unreal. Love this spot. And no one's out here. And look at this. We got this whole area to ourselves. And it's a Friday. Spotted some of the local wildlife. Well, with the clouds and the haze that we could see, I thought we might have a beautiful sunset tonight, but appears to have been a bust. Hopefully, dinner is not a bust. In honor of this being our last night camping on this trip, got a couple fillets at the store, and I'm gonna cook those up, along with my very special mashed potatoes.
Very good.
Is it well done enough?
Yep, it's good enough. It's
Okay.
like medium.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Well, good morning. It is very cloudy today. I wasn't expecting this. It was the coldest night so far. Last night, it got down to 40 degrees, but the humidity was higher, and everything just felt colder. But we had plenty of blankets and snuggled up, me and the pups, and we were warm and cozy in there. So that was a yay. We are going to head out of here. And a beautiful trail through the Joshua trees and then some rock formations. I think we may try to find breakfast or brunch since it is Saturday in a little town called Yucca Valley. And then we're going to take some trails through Joshua Tree National Park. So that's the plan. Looking forward to today. I've never been in Joshua Tree. I'm curious if the Joshua trees in Joshua Tree are better than the Joshua trees here, because this Joshua Tree forest is unreal. So we're gonna go find out. Driving through this Joshua Tree forest is one of my favorite things ever. They're just so alien-like, and they're just so cool, and there's just so many of them here. I love this area. And there's so many trails out here. Definitely got to come out here in the future and just explore more of this area. When people ask me what's my favorite state or favorite area, what's my favorite place to go, my answer is always the place I haven't been, and that's accurate. But on this trip, I mean, we've been through Arizona, we've been through California, and they're just so good, and they're just so different, and I don't know if I can pick a favorite. Utah's amazing, Colorado's amazing, Idaho's amazing, Oregon's amazing, Washington's amazing, Arkansas's amazing, Kentucky's amazing. So I'm curious, what of the places you've been, what's your favorite and why? And I'm sure you've been places that I haven't been before, because we have not spent a lot of time out east. So especially if you're an East Coaster, what's your favorite place? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious. I have a really hard time nailing that down. All right, back on pavement. I don't think we're gonna bother airing up. We don't have but maybe 20 miles, I'm guessing, maybe 20 miles of pavement to do before hitting dirt again. So I'm not gonna bother that. Priority now is, what is it, 9:15, breakfast. Finding a place for breakfast in Yucca Valley. Just did a little Google search. I think there's a couple good options there. Well, going for something different this morning. Lox and bagels. Oh, we got full bellies. That bagel and lox was really good. Now we're off to Joshua Tree. We made it into the park, and these trips, I always lose track of what day it is. I forget that today's Saturday, and it's busy. I mean, it's a beautiful day. We are down about 2,000 feet in elevation from where camp was, and it's quite a bit hotter. I need to change into my short sleeve shirt. But it is a beautiful day for hiking and stuff, and it looks like that's what a lot of people are doing. We are not going to be hiking. I was very quickly reminded that the pubs are not allowed on hiking trails, so no hiking for us. Well, my initial impression of Joshua Tree on this pretty little pavement drive through it. It is beautiful. I love the Joshua trees and the rocks and the mountains. It is quite beautiful. I do find the Joshua trees themselves a little lacking. I do think the Joshua trees were larger and prettier where we were this morning, where we were camping. So if you're just after Joshua trees, there are better Joshua trees than Joshua Tree National Park. But there are other things to do here than just stare at Joshua trees. So far, beautiful. All right, let's get off this pavement.
Copy that.
Four-wheel drive only. Sounds good. Proceed at your own risk. Warning, deep sand and rocks. Stranded drivers have died from heat exposure on park roads. It is not maintained or patrolled. Wow. Okay, this sounds fun. Let's go.
Alright, let's do it.
Where are you going? Well, heading down into this canyon looks interesting. We're approaching a waypoint on my route called Rock Garden. Anxious to see what that's like. Surely this isn't it. Okay, I mean, we got some little rocks. Okay. I like this little canyon a lot. It's called Berdo Canyon, I think. B-E-R-D-O-O, I think. It's a nice little canyon. The only thing it's missing is some mountain goats. Or some bighorn sheep. Somewhere up there. I love this canyon. It's freaking awesome. Well worth the drive through the park to get here. I mean, the park is beautiful. But this is great. we are almost out of the national park boundaries. Actually, I'm wondering if this gate may be the national park boundary. Not according to my map. But we're real close. Well, apparently we have exited the canyon at a place that's used for a shooting range. And considering this is California, I can tell you there are a lot of firearms out here that are not California compliant. Yay for freedom. Yep. No way that handgun's got less than 10 rounds. Not a chance.
Where you come to shoot, I guess.
This is crazy. Yep. That was definitely a 30-round magazine that he was loading for his AR. That's funny. Yeah, that dude was definitely loading a 30-round AR magazine.
Good. Maybe they lifted the magazine ban. Actually, now that I think about it, there was something that happened, I think just recently here in California with the magazine ban, that may have taken it out of effect.
Well, that would be awesome. I bet hitting those bottles in the wind is incredibly challenging.
Yeah.
I don't want to hop out and shoot a few rounds.
You are?
No, I said I'd like to. I'm not going to.
No.
I mean, this whole area is nothing but shooting range out here.
Yeah, I love it.
That's awesome.
Probably making a mess of the land, but I guess it's like just treat it like the dump, and this is where you come to shoot.
Yeah, you can tell from the ground they're not picking up their brass.
Make a fortune out here coming and cleaning up after people.
Yeah, you probably could. All right, we made it to the highway. We are airing back up because we do have some miles to put on pavement to go reconnect with our wives. But I think to do that, we're gonna complete the loop that we started 6 days ago, and so we're gonna head back to where we exited the Imperial Sand Dunes. We're gonna enter there, drive back down the Sand Dune Highway, and get back that way. So that should be a lot of fun. It's a little bit windy now. That's basically Anza Borrego to the right. Apparently Anza Borrego is losing all of its sand. Well, we decided to take a little detour on our way to the dunes and stop by the Salton Sea. I am walking on a very crusty surface here. The Salton Sea is a famous water control disaster. I don't remember the full story, but basically I think the government tried to divert the Colorado River, form this lake bed. It didn't work out. And now, because of some reasons that I don't remember, it is saltier than the Pacific Ocean. And it stinks out here. Like rotten eggs stinks. This is definitely salt. Ooh, wow, I'm sinking in it. This is weird. Whoa.
Oh yeah, it is. It's kind of mushy.
Like, this is bizarre. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. What am I walking on?
It's very weird.
It's an alien landscape. Oh, look, there's deep tracks here. Maybe I don't want to go out there. Oh, this is wild. Okay, well, there's the Salton Sea. And weird alien
It's like walking on
landscape.
a sponge or something.
It is very much like walking on a sponge.
Yeah. And,
Okay.
yeah, definitely does not smell good.
Nope. All right, well, we've seen the Salton Sea.
Yeah, that's it. There it is.
Okay, let's go. Well, we made it to the sand dunes, got aired down, and there is a massive sandstorm going on. I can't imagine all the people out there on side-by-sides.
It's like all in my teeth and my eyes. I'm sure you're the same.
Yep. Yeah, I put my sunglasses on before I went out there and got my air down tools off. But yeah, it's gritty. Yeah, I can't imagine the people on side-by-sides just getting blasted by this stuff. Well, with the sandstorm, needless to say, there's not going to be any drone footage. And look at this. This is insane. All right, here we go. I do have all of my lights on because Kara did warn me that there was a lot of traffic. And that is confirmed. This is so much fun. I love driving on this sand highway. Currently doing 40 miles an hour. Whee! Oh my gosh, the suspension's soaking it up. So much fun. You know, this thing being a big, fat, heavy Gladiator, I have really got to brag on the suspension. It is soaking it up. I'm not even bottoming out over these whoops. This is, ow! Okay, I just did bottom out. I hit that one hard. But, I mean, this is so much fun. And the Gladiator is doing amazing. Oh my gosh. Right, we made it back. I wonder where Kara is.
Yep, I see it now.
Where is she? Where's Boo? I don't see Boo. There's Boo! Oh, Boo's airing up. Ha ha! Hi, honey.
Hello. Hi, my baby boy.
Whoa.
Hi. Hi, my baby. What's he barking at me? Hi. Hi.
Since you're out there, are you gonna air me up?
I can.
I'm just kidding.
You want to pull up to the side of me? I could do it 2 at a time.
I got my own air
Well,
hose.
I mean, how will be that?
Did y'all have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah.
Can't wait to talk to you about it.
I can't wait either.
Yeah, I'm gonna set it.
Hello!
Hi, cute dog. Goose? Yeah. Milo and Izzy.
Milo and Izzy. Goose is at home. All right, now I got a brave getting out there and airing back up. That's not gonna be fun. But, what a day today. What a day the last 2 days. This has been an incredible adventure. We basically did a big giant loop from here along the Arizona Peace Trail, Mojave Road, Rattlesnake Canyon, back down through Joshua Tree. Lots of fun. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this adventure. I have no clue what the next one's going to be. If you would like, subscribe, check out the Patreon link in the description if you want to consider supporting the channel. And for all of our merchandise, go to shopoverlandapparel.com. I'm going to go get a free microdermabrasion. See you next time. Bye.